All right, we are here with Kendra, and Brian is somewhere in the background, or never too far away from the camera. Both flexible eaters, both people I've worked with one-on-one. I've stayed in their extra bedroom and did a great seminar at their box. What was that, about 8 months
I
ago or so?
think it was in September.
September-ish. And the reason I wanted to talk to Kendra, and we'll get Brian's feedback too while he's there, is you've lost quite a bit of weight. People see your pictures. I got home and I told Roz that I'm going to interview Kendra, and she said, "Oh, I think she was just practicing muscle ups."
Yes, I was last night.
So from a year ago, you were not practicing muscle ups. I would guess.
No,
No. So
not
so
at all.
tell us about your story. Where did you start? What was your body weight when you kicked off flexible eating?
So I started last March 4th. So I'm coming up on my 1 year, which I'm super, super excited about and have a lot of fun things planned in celebration. That's next Saturday. But when I started out at about roughly 170,
And where are you now? Where are you today?
125.
Is Brian nearby?
Yes.
Brian, how come I don't get thank you texts every night?
Man, I'm telling you,
You should.
she is amazing. And she is like a 0, 0, 0 queen. She is perfect at hitting the zeros.
So I'm coming up on 365 days exactly of tracking. And I can tell you only 3 days, there were 3 days in that 365 days that I had a dinner that I did not track my macros. And I know the occasions that they were.
It was one, at least an anniversary or something.
One of them was a spur of the moment dinner with friends and could not find a way to track my food. And so I was like, you know what? I'm over it. These were occasions after I had reached my goal weight.
So
And
you were
then,
a little more lenient.
yeah, and then the other two were Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, so
Yeah.
special occasions. And so you say you're 365 days. So literally from the day we spoke, you've been on it.
Yes, within 3 grams of each bucket every day.
I love how you call it a bucket because that's how you refer to it. Your food buckets, protein, carbs, and fats.
Yes.
And so you were within 3 for 365 days, and your body weight gradually went from 170 to where it's been now for quite a little bit of time, 125.
Yes.
Are you satisfied there? Is that where you want to stay?
Yes. My goal weight when we had initially started was actually 140, but when I reached 140, I kept coasting all the way down to about 133. And then I increased my macros and started eating more food. And I have increased now 3 times. And every time I increase my macros, then I lose weight. So I'm probably at a point now where I could increase again, but I'm really happy where I'm at. Like, I feel good.
Well, I was going to say we should definitely chat about that because it's probably at that time. But the time that I recall is when I was at your box and you raised your hand at the seminar. You're talking about potentially getting past this plateau, and I told you to add food, and you were very skeptical.
Yes, I was. But I did trust you, and I did do it that night that you told me. I increased my numbers, and then the very next day when I weighed myself, I had went down like 2 pounds. So it was more of me stepping out of my comfort zone.
That was the night Brian and I shared a pizza from Pizza Hut.
That is exactly right.
Yeah. That was good. So, I think the biggest obstacle for a lot of people is understanding A, when to change their food, but then B, also getting over that hurdle of it's scary. So not everyone has me looking at them and then spending the night at their house assuring they eat more food. What was that like? And then what has it been like every time you've done it since?
I've definitely, after I got through the first time of changing my macros, it certainly got a lot easier because I trusted my body a little bit more. I go more on how I feel versus what I'm seeing on the scale now as far as when I adjust my macros. If I drop much below 125, then I'm definitely going to increase my macros because I don't want to weigh any less than that. But, you know, I just feel like if you're feeling good, and especially if you're starting to feel hungry, it's definitely time to make an adjustment, because the one time I did adjust my food, I was starting to feel hungry. So I know my metabolism was starting to really work a lot harder. So that was a good indication that I needed to increase my macros. So
are you feeling that way now, or are you feeling pretty satisfied?
I feel pretty satisfied most days. I have gotten my body used to eating just about every 2 hours. And so I have smaller meals and more frequent snacks throughout the day. And so that has been my key since I've started. So if I have a day that I'm trying to save up the majority of my macros for like a nicer dinner or something larger than I normally do, then I get hungry, but it's just because my body's not used to eating that way. So it's hit or miss.
All right. So how long have you been at your goal weight? 125 pounds.
How long?
Yes.
Consistently for, I would say, over a month.
So it's time to increase. This is kind of like that time at the seminar. Brian's
Are you telling me to increase on my interview?
Yes, this is it. First time ever.
I can do that.
Let's start tonight, just like last time.
Okay.
10 carb, 5 fat.
Okay.
You know, and the truth is, I see you working out a lot harder. You know, I think your body also needs it for that. I think women get to a point where they don't necessarily want more food. Women aren't quite like men. Like Brian and I would eat Pizza Hut till we, you know, pass out, where women have a little more control. But you're at the point where it's also now fueling these hard workouts.
Yeah.
And
no, I want more food. I love to eat.
Well, and what better night to fuel a workout than before the first workout of the Open?
Right, right.
So let's do that. Let's add more food, and I'm sure you're gonna, you know, whether the scale moves or not, I know you're not gonna move in the wrong direction. Even if the scale stays put, goes down a little, goes up a little, it's gonna help fuel these hard workouts.
Right.
So let's dive deeper into this now for both of you. And Brian, feel free to chime in. You know, you started at 170 pounds and you're now 125 pounds. Beyond just the scale and beyond just what you're seeing at Broadreach, what has it meant to you as a person to lose 45 pounds and doing it while eating foods you love?
Oh my gosh, it's been life-changing. Brian can vouch for me. It's honestly an emotional celebration. Next Saturday, because my real birthday, like my birthday is March 27th, and I've been telling all of my friends that I'm more excited about my flexible eating birthday than my actual birthday, because it's like I just feel so much more confident, and I've truly learned over the past year like how to appreciate and love myself, and like be good to myself. Like I've never really understood the importance of what it meant to like appreciate your body and take care of your body. And you know, it's brought it's changed my aspect on life, really. It's so amazing to see what my body can do and what my body can do for me if I treat it right and how I feel. So it's been the weight loss is great, but the mental transformation has really been more important to me.
Well, that's awesome. Brian, have you, as her husband, noticed this? I mean, obviously, you've noticed, appreciated, and enjoyed the physical transformation. What about the, like, what have you noticed as her husband, just as far as mentally and emotionally?
Well, I've noticed a lot with her because we've tried other things before. She's tried other weight loss methods before, and when I brought you up because you were at my level 1, I brought you up and said, just give Jason Ackerman a try. You can eat what you want, and it said it's just in moderation, tracking the macros. And when she started that, she started hardcore, and she was devoted to it. She knew what she had to do, And she did that with the other programs, but she didn't see the change, so she wasn't as happy. And I could see she would do the other programs about a month, and it was just she felt different. When she started with the flexible eating, she was happy because she was able to eat what she wanted. She didn't have to go to particular things. She could track and stay within those numbers, and that made her even more happy. And then she started seeing the weight fall off, and knowing that she was going to the restaurants with the scale, and our friends were like, "Are you really going to weigh your food?"
Yeah, I'm that person.
And she's like, "Yes, I am, because I am freaking losing weight doing this, and I feel great." Her workouts have increased. She PRs at least once a week, and that's not a joke. Once a week at the box. And just her mental fortitude has ranged from a scale of 10 to 1,000, just by tracking her numbers. I mean, she started it, got me on it. Honestly, I'll do flexible eating, and I know she'll do it forever. I mean, she could probably not even track her meals and still hit within 5 every day.
I remember when I was there, you had your little mac and cheeses, but what was your go-to thing? You had a snack. I can't remember what it was.
Tuna.
Well, you had like a fun snack though.
Swedish fish and Skittles.
Good Skittles, yeah.
And the chocolate rice cakes.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a very similar pantry to us. Like, you know, if people come to our houses, they're like, "Oh, how many kids do you have?" None.
Exactly. And there's none. Yeah, it's like all sweets.
Yeah. So what's the big plan for March 4th? Like, you're super excited about it. I assume you're gonna still hit your numbers.
I will still hit my numbers.
But what's getting you so excited?
So a couple things. I have bought some macro apparel to wear in honor of my birthday, which I'm super, super excited about. I'm really excited to take my final transformation picture, so that way I can compare myself.
Well, I'm going to get those.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get those.
And it's not going to be your final one, but it'll be your 1 year one.
My 1 year.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to be getting a tattoo.
Is it a picture of me?
It is not a picture of you, unfortunately.
It's just
going to be something very small. I think I'm going to put it on my foot, and it's just going to say fly, and it means for first love yourself. And so it's always going to be a reminder to always put myself first, and it will be a reminder to me of what I have accomplished throughout this past year.
I love it. The only thing I ask is actually, can you put yourself second and put me first?
Oh, okay.
Because I'm the one that got you started with this.
I cannot say thank you enough for what all you've done. So you always have a place welcome here in Mebane.
Yes.
Well, Roz and I, she's over in the kitchen. She could probably hear me. We need to get there. We need to get up there for a seminar. We need to stay. Sure. You guys don't know this about us, but when I stayed with you, that was when Roz and I were like first kind of talking virtually. So
okay,
nice. Your little extra bedroom texting her, and
gotcha.
So sneaking out, grabbing some chocolate rice cakes. Hey, whatever happened? Whose mom was there?
My mom.
Did she ever wind up hopping on?
She tracks consistently. She has a really hard time hitting her protein, so it's something that we are still working towards. But she has not given up. She consistently hits her carbs and her fats, but we have uncovered that she is just not a protein eater of any sort, and so we are trying to find her a good protein powder to help her hit her protein. But she has not given up on it, and it's a little bit more challenging for her because she has celiac. So I try to work with her to find gluten-free options to help her hit her numbers, and it is possible. We have deemed that it is possible. It's just her wanting to have the protein. So
it's hard, you know. She's a little bit older, and when people are a little older, not used to eating that much protein, it's challenging. Yeah. I would say one thing you can consider with her is, I don't like to decrease protein too substantially, but you can probably knock off maybe 20 protein, apply it towards carbs.
Okay.
I think for a lot of people, if they're chasing that number that's just insurmountable, they're going to give up. Where now it's like, okay, Mom, you can do this.
Right.
You have no excuse not to. It's not 100 grams. And, you know, probably for her needs to be in the 60s somewhere. And although it's less than we want, it's probably a little more than she's doing, and at least gives her a goal.
Right.
So try that. You call mom up, tell her to do that. You can have 2 extra Swedish fish tonight.
And I will.
Since you weren't planning on it. How about you, Brian? How's the performance been with your numbers?
Oh, awesome. I was one of your rare ones. I remember I was at like 3,500 calories.
Wanted to gain weight.
Yeah, I wanted to gain weight. I actually I did a lot of playing around with mine, to be honest with you. I would add here, drop there, and focus on it. I've actually dialed it in really well. I'm at 2,900, and it's making me feel really good. The fat's at 90, the protein's at 198. You know, and I've implemented cardio days in my workout. So on the cardio days, I actually add extra carbs to gas up for those. And the days that I don't do cardio, I decrease the carbs to work up to have a really good cardio workout. But like I said, it's fun to do. It's fun to play around with, to see how the body, you know, how the body acts towards what you eat and how you eat it and when you apply it and when you don't apply it. Like I said, I'll do it forever. My performance at the box is the best out of everybody. I'm not going to lie. So I like it. I like it. And it's what you're putting into your body, because I'm outputting that at the box.
Absolutely. And then, you know, most people stay with the same numbers every day, but I think certainly as you get better and consistent, if you want to mess around with it and figure out what works for you, do it. And I think obviously it's working for you. You are deployed, right? You kind of have to go back and forth right now?
Yeah, I'm having to go back and forth in between schools. I was at Bragg for a little bit the past 6 weeks, and then now I'm going to go up to Fort Eustis, Virginia for another 16 weeks. But they have CrossFit boxes up there, and I'm telling you, man, everywhere I go, I talk about flexible eating. And because the nutrition is the #1 thing in the Army. I mean, you have to meet height and weight standards. You have to do physical training. You have to do that stuff. And you know, I take my shirt off and people are like, damn, dude, you're ripped. You know, what do you do? How do you work out? What do you do? And I say, man, flexible eating. And
I saw your picture when you were deployed of your hotel room. There's a bunch of candy. I loved it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And they ask, how do you eat that and look the way you look? And I show them flexible eating. They love it.
How is my buddy Joe doing?
Joe is doing really, really well. He went to the school that I'm about to go to, and he has actually lost 18 pounds, and he's gotten really, really good at the gym. The box I coach at work, when I'm there at work, he's my best performer. So, and it's because of the flexible eating. I mean, I can't stop, you know, and he knows it too. He tracks just as well as I track. So he's really avid about doing it as well.
Yeah, he was completely uneducated in it at that seminar, and I could tell, you know, he'd be like messaging me the next day. And he, you know, once in a while he'll reach out and he'll say, with me as nutrition and you as his CrossFit coach, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Kendra's getting a fly tattoo. I think at least you should get a picture of me. So
on my fly tattoo, I'm going to text you a picture of it. But there's the way that it's going to be on my foot. So there are 3 places where there's going to be 3 zeros incorporated in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe you could do it so, like, if you look at your foot from the other angle, it says J. Fly one way, J the other.
Maybe if I squint my right eye and then close my left one and then look at it really hard, I might could see it.
You're not gonna get a new tattoo, Brian, with her?
I want to get one, but I don't know what I want yet. I don't know if I want something.
He's undecided.
Barbell or I don't know.
Hey, it's gonna be with you forever. So think long and hard about it. Well, that was super exciting. Anything to add? You guys are, you know, 2 of my truly most successful people that I've ever come into contact with. You know, if someone's watching and they're either skeptical, they're not sure where to begin or what to do, what's your biggest piece of advice you would give someone?
I would say to stay consistent. And trust, like really just trust the process. Like don't become impatient. Just continue. If there's times where you seem like you are plateauing, so, you know, for a week or 2 and you seem down on yourself, just stay encouraged and stay consistent, because, you know, it's going to pay off so much longer in the long run. get past your hurdles and trust and listen to your body. So, if you start to feel like you have less energy or you're hungry, listen to your body and, definitely reach out and ask someone if you're not comfortable making the adjustment, and be comfortable making adjustments on your own. And like you said, like, play around with it. That would be my biggest suggestion, but don't give up, stay strong.
And that's great. Yeah.
All the carbs.
Yeah.
Don't leave one, not in that carb bucket, not one.
Get a Skittle.
Get a Skittle to the gram. I have even cut my Swedish fish into quarters
just to hit the number,
to get my gram of carbs. So,
you know what? You're a little crazy, but it's working, so you can't knock it.
I am a little crazy.
And I always tell people too, whenever they get started, the first 2 weeks are the hardest, because it is a life change. You can eat what you want, but like I tell people all the time, I'm in the military. We have to run a lot. People spend $150 to $200 on a good pair of shoes to go running. So why not give that little extra bit to the food that you're inputting in your body? And when you go and you have your scale and you put the plate on the scale and then you put the food on the scale, that little extra 2 to 3 minutes is going to save you a lot of heartache about how you feel about yourself and what you're putting into your body, because it's 2 minutes before you eat dinner. And then that's going to change 4 pounds, 8 pounds, 12 pounds on down the road, months down the road of your life. And you're going to thank yourself for that. In 30 days, it takes 30 days to create a habit. The first 2 weeks are the hardest, but once you get through those first 2 weeks, it's like cakewalk. It's like putting on your shoes in the morning. It's not a thing for us to pull out the scale and weigh our food and then eat. It's nothing. It's a common thing.
And invest in a his and her scale.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
3 or 4 scales now.
You got to have many options. Yes, and different locations in the house.
That's the problem. That's what I do. I like to be near her, and she gets mad at me for bringing my scale over near her.
Exactly. Yes.
So we have to get more scales. We have to have them all over the place.
Yes.
Well, I think that was great advice. I would definitely like to talk to you again after March 4th, and I definitely want to see the tattoo. So thank you guys, and we'll talk offline. We'll get me back up to the house and to Broadreach.
Sounds good.
Sounds good, man.
All right, guys. You have a great rest of the night. Good luck with 17.1.
Thanks,
You
man.
too. Bye.